Welcome back to the How to Be a Redhead podcast. Today we're diving into the wild and wonderful world of parenting redheads, straight from real conversations happening on Reddit.
We came across a few threads that so many parents of redheads can relate to. From the joys and surprises of raising a fiery haired kid, or not, maybe they're not fiery, to the frustration of constant questions and comments about their hair, and even the identity struggles that come up when strangers feel the need to define your child by their hair color. We're not reading comments word for word, but we'll be sharing the main themes, stories, and takeaways that stood out. Whether you're a redhead yourself, a parent raising a redhead, or just want to understand what families like ours experience, this episode's for you. So let's get right into it. This is really cool. This is a cool topic.
Very, very cool. Yeah. So the first conversation someone shared, it's titled Moms of Redheads, and quote, just a funny observation. I have a couple of redheaded kids, and unlike with my blondes and my brunette, when my redheads were babies, strangers approached me to tell me that they too had redheads or that they were redheads once themselves back in the day. It was like by giving birth to a redhead, I was now in this secret club.
Mm,
Of course, per the custom, I identify myself to other parents of redheads. Anyone else encounter this phenomenon about red hair or anything else? And the comment section was just super positive. Moms were just sharing their love for having redheaded kids, but also admit that it does come with constant attention, which we found
mm,
super interesting. And the reason why we wanted to do this whole topic on parenting redheads, some of the themes, many moms feel their child's hair makes them unique and special, and they love seeing their kids stand out. Everywhere they go, strangers make remarks, usually positive, but sometimes intrusive, which I found very interesting. And then
yeah, yeah.
moms sometimes wonder if the teasing stereotypes will get worse as their kids getting older. So in the comment section, you did see asking questions, when does it change from oh my God, beautiful red hair, to then the teasing. Does that happen in school? People were wondering and kind of asking advice. So, yes, parenting a redhead often means parenting, which I love this, with the public because people feel
Yeah.
entitled to comment. I'm sure if our mom was on this podcast right now,
Yeah.
she'd have so many questions. What's the one that she'll always share? I'm the mother.
I'm the mother no one thought, even
No
to
one
this
thought
day,
she
no
was
one
the,
thinks that she's our mom. I mean, like, I actually had her on TikTok live with me a
oh
couple
my
weeks
God,
ago,
you guys are so
and
different.
we look completely different. She's like tan, blonde, short hair. We're just completely different.
Yeah.
And I
She
think
said that to
Stephanie,
you
even as
recently.
yeah, even as you get older, Steph, don't you feel like you're so different than mom too?
I look
Like,
nothing like her, and she
I
thinks
know,
that
me
I
either.
look just like her, so I
I
kinda just
know.
go with it because I think since she knows that you don't look like her, I think in her head she's trying to think, "Okay, well, at least Steph looks like me and takes after my side of the family," but I don't think I do.
I don't think you do either.
I
Because
just
we
think
look alike. So, like, how is that possible?
yeah, I know, but she said growing up, when we were little, picture it, guys. Adrienne and I are super, super bright, vibrant hair. I mean, as red as can be.
Yeah.
And we're super fair. So maybe we're like, let's say 2 and 4 years old. And she said strangers would approach and think that she was the nanny and or ask, oh my God, where's the mother? And she would say, I'm the mother. And then I think with our dad, before he went white, beautiful
Mhm.
auburn hair, I don't think
Mhm.
he got any question. And maybe I'm interested, maybe if they were together,
Yeah.
they knew, oh, those are the parents because they got their red hair from the dad. I don't know. But so interesting too, because like our dad, one of 4 kids, he was the oldest, comes from a very Italian family. Our papa, our dad's dad, olive skin, beautiful tan. I mean,
Mhm.
just your, I think he was handsome, papa.
Papa was,
Papa was
yeah.
handsome. And then our dad comes out, being born with fair skin,
Red hair.
sunburns, red hair. So I wonder if Papa, maybe people thought that he wasn't the dad. I don't, yeah.
He was
He was the dad, definitely. But then our Nana was a redhead. So, but yeah, like our mom is totally,
different than
I
us.
really think people see us all together and don't think that she's our mom.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, because she's so different than us. She looks so different. So I really do understand this Reddit because And I love that there's been so much positivity within it because I think that raising redheads is a whole different beast. And I know we interviewed Lottie last
Yes.
season. She's a blonde raising 2 redhead kids, famous on TikTok. And I think about all the other moms that we have interviewed throughout all of these years on the podcast. And I'm
Yeah.
telling you that they all suddenly feel like they themselves are redheads because they can relate to their kids. And then, like, they're seeking advice. Like, I can't tell you how many times at one of our pop up events, our book tours, our events early on, parents would come without their kids. They were blonde, brunette. I remember one woman had like the blackest of
Yeah.
black hair, and they come to like represent their redhead kids. And they're so proud to say like their kids are redheads. And they were there to get products or a book or anything that would help their kids be better. And this is for moms who have sons, mom who have daughters. It spanned so many different,
Mhm.
parents were there for all different reasons. So I really, really love this point because I think being a mom of a redhead, whether you're a redhead or not,
Being a parent of a redhead, yeah.
is really, really hard. It can be
Yeah.
really, really hard if you really don't understand it or if it's like a whole new world for you.
Yeah, and we have a lot of parents write in. For example, we had a mom write in recently saying, "I don't know what I would do without your bobby pins for my daughter who's in
Yeah.
dance."
And dance.
And
Yeah. That's so cute.
yeah, and hearing those comments or, "Oh my gosh, we got one recently. My daughter's 11 and just started filling in her brows and thank, I you guys exist." So then it's not
Yeah.
what we dealt with being so overwhelmed going to a drugstore and trying the wrong product. So I can confidently say I think we're hopefully making parents' lives easier with what we're doing on how
I
to be
think
a
so
redhead.
too. I think so too. And parents
Yeah.
write in all the time asking for articles or to ask for social
Yes.
media videos. So that makes me feel really good because parents, I just want to say, like, this is a public service announcement that if you are a mom of a redhead and you are lost, we are here to help you.
Definitely.
Like in all the different ways, we are here to help you. And I love that this thread is all full of joy and pride because it is. It's true. Like, I mean, what other parents can say that unless you have a redhead child, the strangers that come up and just want to touch the hair or just want to talk about the red hair, like it is such a showstopper that you might not be used to. And then all of a sudden, people see redheads, they flock to them when they're kids, at a grocery store or wherever.
Yeah.
So it's a whole different beast.
It is, and which leads us to our next. It's still in the same topic, but a parent who is not used to the attention that her daughter's hair brings.
Mm,
Um, and it's titled "My Daughter's Red Hair Has Me Questioning My Sanity." So she starts off saying, "Mild rant incoming," and shares, quote, "Every time I take my daughter out in public without fail, some well-meaning stranger asks, 'Wow, where does she get her beautiful red hair from?' Now I'm standing there with my slightly faded, graying red hair, internally screaming," this is like our mom,
yeah.
"'It's me, Sharon, me.' But I just smile and nod while trying to convince myself that my own red hair hasn't been stolen by the sands of time. My hair is a stunning bright orange red that stops traffic. Her hair, her daughters. Mine, it's more, quote, dusty autumn leaves, if you catch my drift. Although mine brightens considerably in summer. So I get it. She's the flaming beacon and I'm the burnout. But with every, quote, where does she get it from? I feel my hair fading faster and my patience with people waning. I swear I'm getting a complex." And when we saw this, it's very different.
That's really interesting. It really is.
The first topic is just bringing light to, okay, I'm noticing the difference with my children who have the different hair colors. And then this parent sharing, I am a redhead. So it's different than mom, where mom's a blonde,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
But I can understand. I have 2 kids. They are not redheads. I'm thinking about later in life, if my hair starts to fade, and let's say one of my kids did have red hair, and someone asks, okay, who's the mom or where does she get it from? and I'm over there like, I'm a redhead. Like my identity,
Right.
like I am a
Right.
redhead. And it relates to, if you don't have kids. I've been told before, wait, you have a company for redheads, your hair looks brown. I'll never forget what this one person told me that. That was
That's
an
so
identity
rude. Yeah.
crisis. Right. So I can understand how this mom is feeling this way.
Yeah.
And, the comment section, it's yes, just like the first the first Reddit we read. Constant comments from strangers will come. It takes place in everyday outings, people are sharing. But people also sharing same. I have too felt the same way with my red hair
Mm-hmm.
fading and people asking where does the red hair come from.
Mm-hmm.
So I love the validation in the comment section because hopefully it's making that mom, or has made that mom, felt less isolated, like in her experience, like it is happening. Yeah, I think you just have to own it too and just be like, I'm the mom.
And I think
Look at my hair.
everyone can understand this, but I feel like I've witnessed this with my mother-in-law, and I've witnessed it with mom, and I've witnessed it with other people who, when someone comes up to, let's just say me, like someone comes up to me and they're
Okay.
like, "Wow, you have beautiful red hair." Our mom will go, well, my mom was a redhead and her grandmother was a redhead and her dad was a redhead. It's like you have to constantly be ready to describe your whole family lineage to everyone who's a
It's
stranger, right?
so true.
And then my husband's mom, she is exactly this situation. She has gotten really, she's gone really white, but then she strawberry blonde. And when someone stops Josh and my husband and says, "Oh, wow, you have such great hair," which no one's ever stopped him to say that before, but like, let's just say someone did. She feels like she has to say, wow, like people used to call me red, and like she'll pull out pictures of herself and like be like, I'm a redhead. So I feel like you have to have this, like, you're almost like nostalgic of yourself and like jealous of yourself in a way that like you don't have that hair color anymore. And then
So you have
you're a person that you actually are, which is like the person's just like, oh, cool. Like they don't really like know what's going on. But I do feel like every redhead has somehow witnessed this or done it
That's
themselves if
so
their hair is
interesting.
faded. But that's what happens, is that you constantly have to feel like you have to justify that you are a redhead, after
Yeah.
like all the years where you want to cover up your hair, right? Stuff like when you're
Yeah.
younger. And
Yeah.
then all of a sudden, when you're older now, you're doing the opposite. You're like trying to defend that you are a redhead. It's really funny.
Yeah. It is so interesting that you brought that up because mom does say that, like, oh, this is who's a redhead, XYZ. And maybe it's, think about if a family all of a sudden has a redhead, no one's redheaded in their
Right.
family. They have to
Right.
they have to share. Or maybe sometimes families are like, we have no idea where the redhead gene came from, but it's there. That MC1R gene can skip, it's recessive.
Yeah.
Oh, I find that interesting. I'm sure that sparked a lot of families wanting to figure out, oh, who was a redhead? Maybe they went back and did
Mhm.
like the whole
Yeah.
genealogy thing.
It's
But
fascinating.
it is so fascinating. And yeah, I remember when I had Isla, the doctor was like, not a ginger. And I was like, I never. And then I remember the nurse was like, were you hoping for a redheaded baby? And I was like, no. I mean, it never like crossed my mind, but I also feel like some parents, yeah, I don't know. There's so many different scenarios, but
You
yeah,
just
who
want
knows?
healthy and
Maybe
like,
no one knows
hair
that
color is a bonus.
maybe no one knows that I'm the mom because I am a redhead.
Right. 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 No, I feel like you look like your kids though. I feel like they know that you're the mom.
Yeah, I don't see any resemblance with our mom. So
Yeah, I know. It's so true. And I feel like as we're getting older, it's so true. It's hilarious.
I know. So our last topic, also very interesting. It's okay. So it's titled "Redheaded Parents. Do people say your kids have red hair even if they don't?" So the person goes on to say, I have red hair and my husband has jet black hair. Our kids are constantly called redheads when I'm with them, even though they don't have red hair. Both my kids have red undertones in the sun, but I wouldn't call either hair just red. My
Wow.
son, I would say, has dark blonde hair, while my daughter has light brown. When I run into another redhead, they always say, you didn't get a redhead. but non-redheads always misclassify their hair. Is this
Mm.
common? So parents say people often insist. So this person's saying they insist their kids are redheads when they're not.
That's really, really interesting. I mean, the kids must have some kind of red in their hair to be told that they have red hair. I mean, people do say the darnest things though. Like they really do say things that are so insane. It wouldn't be surprising if these kids were like bleach blonde and like people are like, "You're a redhead," because they want to see like a family of redheads or something.
Yeah. So I thought, okay, so the comment section, you know, people are sharing outsiders feel the need to define a child's hair, even if it's not accurate. It's almost like it's not really anyone's business. And
Yeah.
then there is a validation struggle. So parents were sharing, they sometimes wonder, is my kid's is it redhead enough to be called redhead? You know, people were sharing, okay, my daughter has
Oh, this is
strawberry
tough.
blonde. Is
This is
that
tough.
considered redhead? And we get that all the time. How many times on TikTok Messenger, I swear, we get comments, is my red hair, am I a redhead? Then they share a photo.
Always.
And I'm always sending them to that article about we just classify different shades of red hair, even though
Yeah.
red hair is like a fingerprint and everyone's shade is different. It's just a nice guide because I don't want to be that person that's like, you have red hair, you don't.
Or you
Most,
don't. Yeah.
most of the time though, the messages, they have red hair. Like one,
Yeah. Yeah. I have to agree with you. I think like most of the time, if some, and I want to say this too, it's like, there's some people, like I have a sister-in-law who I find her to be a redhead. It's very, very strawberry,
same.
especially at
I
the
know who you're,
root.
yeah.
Yeah. But I don't think I think that she thinks of herself as a blonde. So it's
Okay.
really, really interesting. I think that there are some hair colors that really are on the line of either red or blonde, specifically those two shades. And I think when it comes to being a darker redhead, yeah, some people are really auburn and most people might think it's brown.
Yeah,
So
so maybe it's
it's hard.
perception. Remember that video we shared from our pop-up in Dallas? Or anyway, it was about different shades of strawberry blonde. We shared it a
Yeah,
couple
yeah,
months ago.
yeah, yeah.
People were
That was from the Charlotte
commenting,
event. Yeah.
not a redhead for like one or two of the people. And I'm like, wait, that person has red hair. It's just strawberry
Yeah, it's
blonde.
just not that classic red that people are used to seeing.
Right.
So that's wrong. If you have a classic shade of red, that's great. But if you don't, you're absolutely a redhead if you are more strawberry or you're more auburn. Like,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Like I'll never forget, Isla's my daughter. We were at a store, I think at a plant nursery, and this woman comes up to me and goes, "What beautiful strawberry blonde hair." And
This
afterwards
happened to you, basically, what this Reddit person's saying.
yeah. Okay,
Oh my
yes.
God.
Yeah, so I relate. I just remembered the story. And then I get in the car and I remember looking over at Brian. Brian's my husband, and I said, "She doesn't have
Why did they
strawberry."
say that?
I think maybe it was a sunny day. I remember she took her hat off, and I think she was like, it's definitely was when she was younger because it was lighter when she was younger. But maybe she just saw me next to her and then just
Okay, okay. And
the sun was hitting, but
I think we
clearly
need to realize that some people are colorblind. I think that
they
that's a problem.
it's brown. So I looked back at her in the car and I was like, she is not a strawberry blonde. But I think
No.
maybe the woman just looked at me
Yeah.
and then just assumed that she had strawberry blonde. But the way
And
she
I
said,
think there's something about society, like they love to comment on red hair. Like I think that's something that we have to just all accept. That
and it is
strangers
flattering,
love to
like
comment on it.
I don't think strangers so much go up to someone and is like, beautiful, well, maybe beautiful X color hair, but I think it's so more common for redheads.
Yeah, yeah, to get the comments. Like I think it's just going to be a part of your life.
And it's a funny video. We shared one on like older people loving red hair.
Yeah,
It is something like,
they
especially
do.
older women.
They love it. They love it. They really love to come up and say, I spent so much money to get that color. You don't even know. And
Yeah.
honestly, I believe them. You probably spent thousands and thousands of dollars to
Yeah.
get this color, right?
Yeah. So true. But yeah, I think society's just obsessed with labeling red hair. But at the end of the day, what matters most is obviously how the child feels about themselves and whatever their hair color is. Knowing that hair colors do change with children. I know
Oh, yeah. Or texture too, Steph. You used to have pin straight hair and now it's
pin
curly.
straight. Mom said she didn't even need to put a hairbrush in my hair to comb it because it was so straight. Like,
Wow.
she said I would just step out of the
Are you so
bathtub.
jealous of your 3-year-old self?
I know, and then it changed after puberty. Like, it's so crazy how, like, then it
Yeah.
gradually got curlier. It's not as curly as it used to be, which I find interesting.
Yeah. I mean, maybe I used to tell you maybe by the time you're older, it'll go back straight. Remember I used
Like
to say
like
that
it's
to you?
one cycle of life. Like, it goes
Yeah.
straight to curly to
Yeah.
kinda wavy to straight. I don't know, we'll see.
Yeah.
Uh, but yeah, so I think, with this episode, we wanna take away that raising a redhead is amazing, of course. Being a parent's amazing. It's filled with joy, and a lot of attention. W We're here, with How to Be a Redheads community, and we're so excited. We love, like we said, getting all messages from parents, guardians, whoever it may be in different people's redheads' lives, sharing about how our community has shaped their loved ones, their childs, and our products, for example, like the bobby pin story. It really makes our day because
Yeah.
that's the reason
Yep.
why we started How to Be a Redheads.
And that's why we're doing more pop-ups next year. Little sneak peek. So we're
Yes.
very, very excited about that. So yeah, next week, next Friday is going to be our Halloween episode.
Boo!
So we're going to be sharing some of our old school costumes. So stay tuned for that. And we're also going to be talking, obviously,
I'm
about some
surprised
funny Reddit.
as you want to share our Halloween
I
costume.
don't. I really don't. But Stephanie has pictures, so we're going to share them next week. It'll be fun. Want to help us spread the news about the How to Be a Redhead brand in this podcast? Give us a 5-star review and tell your friends and everyone else to subscribe. You can listen to the podcast directly on howtobearedhead.com, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen to podcasts. And don't forget to look at the podcast notes to find links with products mentioned and so much more. Rocket Redhead. See
Rocket!
you next weekend.